It needs to be like that for FHSAA, and then how they handle issues and so on and so forth. Organization counts no matter what the issue is when it comes to sports.
All right, we're heading towards down to our big finish. With the teams, you got a chance to see the rankings that I sent last night. Was there any team in particular that you're most curious to see how they go, like for this year?
I'm honestly not sure what to agree, disagree with, because like I said, we don't know who's all still going to be playing and stuff. And I know you had a lot of South Florida schools on there, and I can agree with you on this. St. Thomas Aquinas at number one is pretty accurate, I would say, because they're always really good. They're always like a strong team. And then I know, looking at your rankings, if you want to talk about 904A, you had Oakleaf at number 13th in the state, and and then you had Bartram right behind them, and I'm like, wow, that's really high for sure. I thought, but no, they're definitely a top 25 team in the state, and so is Bartram. They're both really strong teams, but like I said, if it was normal, despite coronavirus, well, the question is, can it really compete with these teams in South Florida and stuff, where the talent is the talent is the craziest of them all? Miami and Broward County, out of all major cities, big cities, and things like that. And I honestly can agree with your top 25 for sure preseason for the most part, I would say.
I think the biggest thing when I was looking at it from the perspective that Oakleaf and Bartram, I would take either of them as the potential favorite in the 8A North. That's one of the main reasons I had both of them so high.
Yeah, and I can see that. It's just, like I said, the problem is there's not much I can say on these topics because, again, I don't know how this season's going to go with the scheduling and districts and whatnot, all that good stuff. It's just, again, communication,
I believe I had Columbia at 39th, which I believe that's actually the first time since I started doing polls in 2015 that they were actually started outside the top 25. Do you think that's too low or too high?
I think it's about right. I mean, Columbia, they're its own town. They don't really have other schools, other than Fort White, which Fort White's a lot smaller. Columbia's got all of that talent. They are just a team where they've always been pretty solid at football. Football's always been their big source of revenue as well, because they've always had some strong teams. So I would say where they're at is probably about right.
All right, and I believe this is actually the first time in my polls since I expanded past 25 that we didn't have any Duval Publics in the top 25, the top 50. But we also we had one Duval team in general made it, Trinity Christian, who came in at 49th, high or low.
I would say it's a little low for that, because Trinity Christian, despite the record last year, they've actually I feel like this year they'll be better than what they were last year. I think it just had to come down to scheduling, because Trinity's usually pretty strong. I'd say they're at least above 40th, I would say, in my opinion.
All right. Thank you to all the people for joining in for the 792 Sports Watch podcast. We'll get this posted very shortly after I get it uploaded. I definitely, the only regret I have is I can't believe I stuttered so much early in the show, but I guess you could say being basically quarantined at home for most of the summer, it's definitely made me a little rusty.
Oh, yeah, like I said, it's understandable. I think that's what a lot of people are. And also for those who are listening, if you haven't yet, make sure you follow 904 Johnson Sports, and the Twitter handle is at NorthFLJohnson. Make sure you go ahead and check out the profile and everything.
And that's all, folks, for today. Have a good day. Stay safe, and hopefully we can get some football for this upcoming year. And if we're lucky, maybe by winter this thing will be blown over and at least the second half of the year, we'll be able to return to normal.